Hello everyone, I am going to show you how you can build in your parent-teacher conference schedule using the new scheduler feature rather than appointment slots. You can go into your calendar. You can find it in your waffle here by selecting calendar. And then once you're there, you can easily hit create and then appointment schedule. If you don't see appointment schedule, then what we're going to do is go over to the gear icon for our settings. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're going to create appointment schedules instead of appointment slots. I prefer this method only because the appointment slots are going to go away soon, and so I say we get used to using the appointment scheduler. But either way, as long as that's checked, so you want this on, we can go back to settings and you should be able to create an appointment schedule. So I'm going to click appointment schedule. It's going to bring up this nice little wizard. In the wizard, you're going to fill out all the pertinent information for your parent-teacher conferences. So I might give this a title saying parent-teacher conference, and I'll go Skevich. I'm going to change my appointment duration to 15 minutes. The general availability, I'm going to change from weekly to does not repeat, and I'm going to select the dates that I want my conferences to meet on. That would be November 3rd from, what do we got? From 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, and I'm going to add a date for the 4th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, if you already know what time you want your breaks, you can actually break this up into separate periods. So for instance, let's say from 3 to 8, I want my break to actually be between 5 and 5:30. So I'll change this to 5 p.m. and I'll start this one at 5:30 p.m. and I'll run this to 8 p.m. Okay, and then here I might change it from 8 to 1. I'll add a time here. I'll go from 8 to 10:30. And I'll change this from 11 to 1. And so that'll build in my break as well as get all the appointment slots that I need. Okay. For me personally, I might change also the scheduling window so that they cannot book an appointment up to 24 hours prior to the actual appointment. That'll give me time to send any Google Meet links or anything like that and get paperwork printed that I might need printed. So I'm going to change my scheduling window to the minimum time before the appointment starts that can be booked. I'm going to change that to 24 hours. Outside of that, there's nothing left in this menu that I need to change, so I'm going to hit next. The next window, your booking page and photo and name, we're not going to change that. The location and conferencing, even though you can choose a location, it's not a location you're going to want for everybody, so I'm going to make sure that it's still on none. For my description, I'm going to say that these are conferences for Mr. Bruskevich. I might put in my classes for computer science and in room 229. Okay, and you can add in whatever you want. Now, the important thing here is we want to change our booking form. So every time a parent comes in and tries to book an appointment with me, I want them to enter their first name, their last name, and their email address. But I also want to add in a few other fields so that I know who I'm conferencing with and whether or not it's going to be virtual or in person. So I'm going to hit add item. I'm going to change this to custom item. I'm going to go student first and last name. I'm going to make this field required, something the parent has to enter in order to book the appointment. And the second thing I'm going to type in is I'm going to go to custom item, and I'm going to say virtual or in person. And I'm going to make that required as well. Outside of that, there's nothing else I really need to edit on this page. This just tells them that they're going to get an email reminder a day before. You can add other reminders, but I'm going to click save. And this is going to be what kind of pops up for me. So I have my conference windows from 3 to 5 and 5:30 to 8, 8 to 10:30, 11 to 1. I can see the booking page. This is exactly the booking page is what the parents are going to see. For us, you're going to want to click share. You're going to get this single booking page. You're going to copy this link, and this is exactly what you're going to put into Lisa's Google form. So I'm going to click the form. I'm going to fill this out, and I will fill this out and paste my link down here. Okay, I'm not going to do it just yet, but you can do that on your own. Okay, so I'm going to clear my form, cancel that out. Back here, if I select done, I can see my booking page, and this is another place. This is exactly what the parents are going to see when they come in to book. So if I click on the 3rd and 4th, they're going to see all the available time slots that they can choose from. And when they click on these, they'll be pressed with this form. So they're going to have to enter their first name, last name, email address. If they're logged into Google, that'll populate for them automatically. They'll have to type in the first name of the student and last name, as well as whether or not they want it virtual or in person. Now, for you, when it comes time for conferences, once somebody has actually typed that in, so I'll show you what it looks like on the parent perspective. So let's give ourselves an incognito window. We'll go here, enter. And let's just say a parent comes in and books an appointment for me at 4:15. I want this to be virtual. Okay. So I'm going to hit book. And that is what the parent is going to do. They're going to book the appointment, they're going to close. And then back on my end of things, what I see is if I go over to my schedule, I'll see that they can start scheduling things in, and I can see that 4:15 conference has been scheduled by Brandon B. Okay, with Chase being their student. It's going to be a virtual appointment. Now, if it's a virtual appointment, what you're going to want to do a day before or maybe 2 days before is you're going to want to edit this calendar event. So I'm going to click edit, and you're going to want to add a Google Conference Meet. And that will save. As soon as you hit save, you'll be asked to enter in some additional meeting notes for all the guests that are invited to this. This will be something like added meet link for conference, and then I will send it. And that'll send an email to the person who booked the appointment to say, hey, we've updated the calendar event. Here's your Google Meet link. And now we can get in and have that conference. Obviously, if it's in person, we're just going to meet the person at the door. But now when I go to my calendar, if it is virtual, I can just simply click join with Meet, and then I can hold my conference. So hopefully this kind of helps. That sets up everything you need to do in order to set up your conferences and hold your conferences appropriately. If you have any questions, please stop by and I'd be happy to answer them.